Hey there, Geometry. Mr. Lamb again, coming to you with page 2 of the Unit 1 test. And this page starts off with a question that we saw on the smartboard. It says, this is displayed on the smartboard, so use the space below to solve the problem. The reason why we're doing these kind of problems is I really want you guys to focus on how to write out your work. A lot of times we get caught up with the simplicity of the problem's already written on the paper and I don't have to write anything down. Come time for air test, you are going to be trained, hopefully, at that point that you are really going to want to write things down because you're going to read it off of a computer screen and you're going to want to draw pictures and graphs and charts and label things and kind of do all that stuff on your own. So this is one of the ways that we're trying to help you this year. So I'm going to scroll up and you're going to see the picture of what you saw on the board. And then I'm going to keep scrolling up and down a little bit so you can see what exactly would I have written if I were to have solved this problem. So the problem says in the diagram below, the measure of angle JNL is y plus 23. And the measure of LNK is 2x minus 17, and MNK is 63. Find the values of x and y and show all the steps. Well, as much as I would like to just start going over there at that picture and drawing on it, you didn't have that picture on your paper. So I am going to draw line JK and line LM. So J, K, and nope, that's L and M. So that's L and that's M. And as I look back up, JK is coming down this way. So this is J and K. And I think it's point N is right in the middle. So right there is point N. All right, so I would have drawn this picture right on my paper. And then I'm going to label everything I know. So angle JNL. So JNL. That is, as I look at these, if I think of a left angle, top, right, and bottom. JNL is my left angle. It is equal to y plus 23. So over here, this angle is y plus 23. Actually, let me change colors. Oh, come on. Maybe. Maybe not. All right, let's try this again. And there we go. Now it changes. All right, so that's y plus 23. And the next one is LNK. So LNK, this is the bottom angle, is 2x minus 17. So 2x minus 17. So down here, oh, come on. So 2x minus 17. We're struggling with this one. So 2x minus 17. And MNK, so MNK, that's the right side, is 63. So this one over here is 63. All right. So I've now taken a look at drawing the picture and labeling everything. So now I can actually go to start answering this. So the first one, if I see the vertical angles, the left angle and the right angle, JNL and MNK, those are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. So y plus 23 has to equal 63. So if I want to solve this, subtract 23 on both sides. So y is equal to 40. So we'll go down there. That was worth 2 points. X is also worth 2 points. How do I find x? Well, I look at the linear pair. If I look at angle LNM, that straight line has to be 180 degrees. All the way across has to be 180 degrees. So 2x minus 17. So if you just kind of follow this angle here, this one right here, 2x minus 17 all the way around. That straight line is going to be 180 degrees. So I do have a linear pair. 2x minus 17. Its linear pair is 63. Linear pair angles are supplementary, which means I can add them together, and they have to equal 180. So 2x plus, I think that's 46, equals 180. 63 minus 17 is 46. Subtract 46 on both sides. 2x equals 134. Divide by 2. X is 67. Those are both worth 2 points. You were able to find X even if you missed Y, and you could have found Y even if you had missed X. So that's why they're both 2 points apiece. Question number 7 says use the diagram to answer the following questions 4 through 10. Well, not really sure about those directions. Looks like those directions are slightly a mistake because the questions 4 through 10, that doesn't even really apply. Here's where I'm looking. It says right here, classify the angle pair. I'm just going to try to name them. I'm going to try to name these two angles. So 5 and 12. So 5 and 12. If you think about what line is the transversal, which one do they have in common? They have line D in common. So that's the transversal. They are on the same side of the transversal, and they're in between the other two lines. So they're inside of A and B. So they are interior. They are on the same side of the transversal. These are same side interior. Those are same side interior angles. 4 and 14. 4 and 14. The line that they have in common, again, is D. That is still the transversal. Now, neither one of these angles are in between A and B. They're actually outside of A and B. So they are exterior angles. They are on different sides of the transversal. One's on the left, one's on the right. They are what we call alternate exterior because they are outside of lines A and B. They're on the outside. They're alternate exterior. 2 and 6. Here's 2. Here's 6. The line that they share is A. That is my transversal. So maybe you'll want to turn your paper and look at this sideways, but you will notice that 2 and 6 are both inside of lines C and D. They are interior angles. They are on different sides of the transversal. Right now, one's above and one's below, so they are alternate interior angles. Those are alternate interior angles. And the last one, 13 and 15. Here's 13. Here's 15. The line that they share is B. That is its transversal. And when I look at line C and D, I see one is inside and one is outside. So they are not interior and they are not exterior. It's actually one of each. And this is the one that act kind of like the postage stamps. These are what we call corresponding. If you remember in the notes, we talked about thinking about a postage stamp because it's always in the upper right, or maybe it's always bottom right, or it's always bottom left, or it's always top right. These are both bottom right locations, so they are corresponding. This little section here, there are 4 questions. They are 1 point apiece for a grand total of 4. That's for a grand total of 4. All right. So for 8, it says M and N are now parallel. These two things are parallel. So solve for X and Y. So I have 2 angles that are involved with X. So this angle here is X. This angle here is X. So I look and see what kind of a pair of angles are they, first of all, and those are alternate interior angles. So alternate interior. And hopefully you remember that alternate interior angles are congruent. So that means 6x minus 5 is equal to 5x plus 8. And then I solve. I'll subtract 5x on both sides. So x minus 5 equals 8. And then add 5. And x is equal to 13. So because that's the one that I wanted you to find first, that's worth 2 points. Now y is only worth 1 because maybe you missed x. And if you missed x, obviously you're going to miss y, so I had to check your process. And here's what your process needs to look like. In order to find y, I have to look at this straight line right here. You'll see the straight line. I have a linear pair of angles. So that means 3y minus 10. And 5x plus 8. So I'm going to add these two things together. Plus 5x plus 8. Now, I didn't write the letter x because I know what x is. X is 13. So I did my 3y minus 10. And my 5x plus 8, where I substituted 13 for x. And because it makes up a straight line, they're supplementary. So add them together and set it equal to 180. So this is 3y minus 10 plus 5 times 13, that's 65, plus 8 equals 180. Combine like terms, so 3y. If I do negative 10 plus 65 is 55, plus 8 is 63, equals 180. Subtract 63 on both sides, so 3y is 117, and then divide both sides by 3, and y is 39. So y is 39. Again, 2 points if you got x, and then if you got x wrong, but you did that process right, I would have still given you the 1 point on y. So page 2 was worth a grand total of 11 points. Next video will be page 3.